Welcome to the ThunderCast, your martial athletics podcast produced by the fans, for the fans, with your hosts, Russ Livingood and KD Hugnall. We're bringing you the thundering word on the thundering herd each and every week, so keep it right here. The ThunderCast is on the loose. Welcome to ThunderCast Live, powered by Ignite Link for 75 week at Joan Edwards Stadium. A little bit of a switch up this week. We're trying something brand new. We're giving you guys that familiar feel of the ThunderCast podcast episodes, but we're doing it now live from the C lot. Russ, you can see, is on the lot at our tailgate spot, and I can hear the music in the background. I can see the people walking around. We're looking at 10:15 in the morning, and everything's cooking up really, really nice. We've got some folks from the James Madison fan base with us. The JMU Sound Off guys are there. Of course, Jake and the crew from the Dead Meat Society are also on the C lot. We've got a lot of folks hanging out and having a great time. Russ, what's the vibe this morning?
The vibe is I cut the tip off of my finger, and we're definitely behind. But other than that, man, it's rocking and rolling.
9.5 fingers deep here at the ThunderCast.
Hey, let's phrasing. All right, I'm getting the camera a little bit more elevated here, so you guys don't see me looking up at the sky when I got the monitor behind me. But
I gotta tell you, we're going vintage ThunderCast logo here with the throwback helmets on 75 week. The OG ThunderCast logo, that's still pretty damn awesome. We should use that more and more often. But let's talk about what you got going on today.
Well, what I got going on is we've got some breakfast burritos over here at the tailgate. We've got bacon, egg, and cheese, and sausage, egg, and cheese. We've got fried potatoes with the peppers, onions. Landscaping by Hillcrest taking care of us with all this stuff. And we got some sweets over here. I'll go a little mobile.
No. Going
just
mobile.
To show you. Yeah, we got some churro donut holes. I mean, yeah, it's the real deal over here on the C lot.
That's pretty cool. So we have to thank Landscaping by Hillcrest again, the second season in a row that they are sponsoring every ThunderCast tailgate to help improve the game day experience for herd fans and anybody that stops by the ThunderCast tailgate. Also, ThunderCast Live, powered by Ignite Link. Always thankful for those guys helping us continually produce our show, helping us bring so much of what we are able to bring to herd fans. Jed Horton and the crew at Ignite Link are absolutely irreplaceable to what we do with the ThunderCast. But now that we've got all the thank yous out of the way, let's talk some football. Let's talk about the vibe. I saw on social media just a few minutes ago that the herd posted pictures of the Thunder Walk. So the guys are in the building. They looked focused. Big opponent on the slate today. But as we all know, it's 75 week, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against. The herd always has a chance in this game. Russ, talk to me about what you're feeling about this game. Has much changed for you since we did our preview a couple of days ago?
No, just, having all the JMU fans around me, they brought a crew, and it seems like all of them are at our tailgate. So, I'm hearing them talk up their team and everything. So it makes you a little more nervous, going into this. But I still feel confident that we're going to surprise some people. A lot of people, nationally, a lot of people that don't follow what 75 week means for us are, expecting us to just get dog walked today. And I don't see that happening. I see it a little bit better than that. I did have us coming up just a little bit shy, but a competitive game. So I think it's going to be a competitive game, and Herd can walk out of here with a victory.
Yeah, the herd is never out of a game whatsoever, especially when you talk about 75 week. And now when we talk about James Madison and what they have at stake now that they didn't have at stake last night, there's a lot more on the table for those guys, because we saw Tulane go on the road to Memphis and beat Memphis. So now that means all of the top three teams in the American Conference all have 2 losses, and there sets James Madison with just 1 loss really in the catbird seat as the top G5 at the moment. We'll see how that one looks in about 5.5 hours, and maybe they'll be right in the mix with the rest of those 2 lost teams, and that's what we're hoping for today at Joan C. Edwards Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Of course, I picked the Herd to win this game because I think we can win it outright. I just don't think we're going to see another debacle like we saw in the second half against Coastal Carolina. Yeah, there are some pieces missing, but the usual suspects are suited up for this game, and you're going to expect a big performance in a premium atmosphere for Herd football. I think the guys get it done today. I just think they got it in them. This is the one that puts everybody back on the Marshall train, because they're going to do something today that no other team has been able to do against James Madison in the Sun Belt. And that's a couple things. Not only score in the second half, not only be that next team to surpass 300 yards of offense in a game, but they're going to give the Dukes that first conference loss, own that all-important tiebreaker, and put the Herd back in the running for a potential SBC championship game appearance.
Yeah. And I'm reading some of the comments that we have over here on the sidewall. Got Andrew Hamrick says, let's go Herd. Ethan says, we heard. Russell Pretty says, you guys are great from Salisbury, North Carolina. Keep that energy up. I love when people tell us we're great. John Butler says, go Dukes from downtown Atlee, Virginia. John, you've got every right to be on here and cheering on your team, brother. We were hoping it goes the Herd's way. I have a chief grilling officer over here next to me, and I'm going to have the chief grilling officer. He doesn't have any ears. We only can do one set of headphones. I'll switch them off if there's anything that you need to say. But if we put the external speaker on, you're not going to be able to hear with everything here. But I'm going to let Jake, you've got a mic there too. Jake's got a mic. This is Jake Coons from JMU, but he is the chief grilling officer at Dead Meat Society, and he's got some cool stuff here to show us.
Yeah, I do. Look, we got all kinds of people here. I can't hear you. How's it going?
Give him the headphones real quick, Russ.
Go Herd.
Go Herd.
No, it's for him.
Oh.
Take a second and put those on real quick.
Yeah. Hold this.
Just while he's doing this, that was Lucy Ann Coutts' call. Yeah. She was a cheerleader here at Marshall, but the daughter of the athletic director that passed away in the plane crash, she's been the keynote speaker at the fountain ceremony before. Saw her walking through, just had to grab her.
Got to say hello. But Jake, before you even get into showing off all that fine swag, I got to give you a huge plug. I've been singing the praises of Dead Meat Society down here in Florida. I'm trying to send guys. I work with a lot of guys that are into the type of lifestyle that Dead Meat Society brings. And I'm trying to send quite a few of those guys over to the website, get them to join the Dead Meat Spam. I was talking on the preview. We talked about. I was talking about Kyle. It looked like he was working on something for the site. He texted me this morning to confirm that he was, in fact, working on something with the site. He sent me what he was working on. So I know you guys got top-tier talent over there. Dead Meat Society is really a avalanche waiting to drop on the American society and Americana as a whole.
I love it.
I think it's really awesome what you guys are doing. I'm not saying that from a standpoint of a sponsorship type deal. I truly believe what you're doing is awesome and can be a place for everybody that's looking to get into this type of thing. So I wanted to give a shout out to Kyle. He's already in the comments over here on the screen.
Nice.
I know he's watching. He's grilling. He sent me pictures of what he's doing.
I know. He's always grilling something awesome.
Always doing something. So there's a lot of folks in Huntington that have tasted the good food from Kyle and Chris and the rest of our crew that comes down and helps us out for that home opener. But tell the folks more about Dead Meat Society and what they bring to the world of tailgating and cooking and that whole lifestyle.
Katie, you're like my hype guy. I don't need to say anything. I just got to put you on here. But no, I really appreciate it. This is my second game now, huh?
Yep.
This is great. And yeah, so the Dead Meat Society is about bringing people together, fighting loneliness, grilling food, and feeding people. And you don't have to be as good as Kyle, even though he's the man. You could just, like me, burgers and bourbon, it's fine. But I wish you were here in person, my guy, but I got something to show you.
Okay. I know. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
Look at it, baby. This is what started the whole thing, the skull spatula.
I love that.
So we got our first samples. We're hoping in the next couple weeks we'll be all locked down and ready to start selling these things. And part of what we're doing, I think I've told you before, is we're selling merch and spatulas, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, and that's going to help fund a lot of these things that we want to do by feeding people and getting people together. We're looking to start local chapters where we encourage people to get together. So, look, I'm a tech guy, but all this AI tech stuff is problematic when people don't get together in real life. And so whether it's at a tailgate, at a great game that we're expecting today, or just in your local community, we're trying to bring people together.
Which I love, right? But let's be fair. This technology is what's allowing me to be feeling like I'm on the lots and be there with you guys. I would love nothing more than to be standing there right beside you, just like we were at the home opener. It was great. But this is what keeps me close. This was really the whole fuel behind what became the ThunderCast. I lived in Florida. I wanted to be closer to the herd. I wanted to give back, and bam, here we are. I think I want to talk about that sweet grilling gear that you guys are working on, because let's face it, man, you can buy a spatula anywhere, but can you buy a sweet kick-ass skull spatula anywhere? I don't think you can. This stuff is so super sweet. I think it fits the vibe with a lot of what dudes want to have. They want to have some cool shit, and that's some cool shit.
Yeah, these are cool, and then check these out too. These are the skull tongs.
I love this stuff, man.
Right?
Very on brand.
Very on brand. Yeah. So this was the idea behind it, and you can go get a cheap spatula somewhere, but these are high quality, and they got a little bit of snarky attitude, and that's what the Dead Meat Society is all about. And I see Kyle over there saying he'd cook with these, so I'm sure we're going to arrange that.
Here's one thing I hate to put you on the spot here, man, but when I was at the opener, I walked out and didn't get anything to bring back with me to share your vibe down here in Florida. I got to get some sort of little care package sent down here to start handing out and promoting the Dead Meat Society, that sweet logo. Man, that DMS in the skull is the coolest thing.
100%.
It is the coolest. I don't need hats. I don't need any. I just need stickers for people to put on their toolboxes and their cups and their grills and their whole, like all that kind of stuff. I need to be able to help spread the word. We're doing fighting the good fight down here for you guys in Florida.
Well, I love it. We'll get you some stuff, but slide over here a little bit.
Yeah.
We have been going around the tailgates awarding the Tailgater of the Week. And what better tailgate than the ThunderCast tailgate? So, I know you said you didn't care about a hat, but here's the sweet Dead Meat Society hat. Sweet. We get to award to the Tailgater of the Week. There we go.
You can't beat it, right? Look at him.
Look at that.
That looks so cool. He's a hat guy now.
He is a hat guy.
Has to cover up that beautiful hair, right?
I lost some fingers today. We had a casualty, but I will take being the Dead Meat Society Tailgater of the Week. Jake, you guys do an amazing job. I keep up with you on Instagram. I keep up with you on Facebook, obviously, and Twitter and everything. You're also on TikTok. I'm not personally on TikTok, but you're huge over there as well. Love what you guys are doing, man. Appreciate it. Glad to have you over here again today. Yep. But look at that. You're going to want to get some of that.
That's really cool.
Last time I was here, I was wearing green. I was supporting the cause.
That's right.
But I told you I'd be back in purple.
That's right.
And I still feel very welcomed, and we got a crew of some JMU
There's
people
a lot
here.
I'm going to turn the camera just real quick and see. I mean, it's not everybody. But you can see, we've got some purple in here, because JMU Sound Off crew, Dead Meat Society, they travel deep, man, and they support their team just like Marshall supports their team on the road. Yeah. So good little tailgate over here. Yeah.
Before I get out of here, like I said to everyone else, the ThunderCast crew is the most welcoming that I've seen. You guys are seriously the aspiration for all of the Sun Belt. So if you haven't come down here, definitely got to come and hang out with these guys. They take good care of you.
We certainly appreciate it. We appreciate that.
KD, I don't have my ears on, so I didn't see you there. But I got to address Mr. Kyle Walker in the comments over there. It says, "Congrats, Hot Dog King."
I saw that.
I make a hot dog better than you would any day, buddy. Go get your pellets in your grill in your digital grill where you put it on Bluetooth and go inside and have it cooked for you. I'm just kidding. Kyle does everything from scratch. He even split a tree just to have wood for his smoker this week. So, Kyle, keep doing what you're doing, because what you do is the epitome of the Dead Meat Society, right, Jake?
100%. Yeah. Kyle's the man, dude. Kyle's the man. All right, I'm going to pass your ears back. Katie, I love you. Talk to you. We'll see you. I get the technology, but I'd rather you be here. So next time, make sure you're here.
I will try my best, man. I will try my best.
Talk to you soon.
Later. But it's a busy, busy day on the ThunderCast lot. As you can see, the C lot is always hopping. The ThunderCast tailgate is always hopping. We're having a great time. This is why we continually say that because of the generosity of Landscaping by Hillcrest, we're able to provide this environment for herd fans, visiting fans, player parents. It doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome at the C lot back in the back corner where we got our shop set up. So, Russ, still, we're into this thing 15, 16 minutes. We're meeting a lot of folks. Jake is such a great dude. Dead Meat Society is doing great work out there. I love the idea of local chapters. That's a really cool thing.
Just wanted to say we got Bloody Marys over here. Got a Bloody Mary bar. We got a mimosa bar, screwdrivers, got beer. Got all the food that I talked about earlier. So anybody watching this and they're watching from a tailgate area close to the Joan, just come on by.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a short hop, skip, and a jump to right underneath the video board. If you can find the video board, you can find the ThunderCast tailgate. You absolutely can't miss it.
I can find it. It's right there.
You also look for the guy with the freaking microphone and the headphones on right under the video board. It's
I get that all the time. People will say, how will I know which tailgate's yours? One, it's the biggest around. But two, we're kind of the only people that have a microphone and headphones with somebody just standing in a tailgate spot doing that.
Yeah. So I was looking earlier for the if we got an updated injury report, and I can't find an updated injury report yet, which is odd to me.
I think they come out at 10:30, so it should be out.
Okay, so
like
it should be out right now. Let's see if we got something right now. I don't see it. But
I bet it'll come out here in the next 5-10 minutes, because they usually do that 10:30 and it just turned 10:31, so you'll probably see it here soon.
Yeah,
I think a couple of weeks ago it came out like 10:38 or something.
Okay. Well, we're going to have it at some point during the broadcast here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Heard social media, by the way, is posting all kinds of pictures this morning, and the whole vibe is looking really, really awesome, man. I tell you, it feels like it just feels different in Huntington this morning. It really feels like the calm before the storm. You can't predict a win, because especially against a really good opponent that's playing as strongly as James Madison is right now. But it looks like a completely different vibe from just a week and a half ago on a Thursday night in Conway, South Carolina. And if you're a Herd fan, that is exactly what you're hoping to see. The Herd's they're focused today. They are focused today. What do you guys got now? JMU beers?
JMU beers. They
you want some J. Maddie hard seltzer?
Not a seltzer guy. Sorry, not a seltzer guy. We don't usually keep the thundering the Herd Country on hand, but man, if we're going to go beers for beers with guys, we're going to have to keep a small stash on hand, I think.
Well, the problem is, as soon as I put them out over here, they're gone in a couple of minutes. So. No, that they brought them in. I'm doing a little collection of Sunbelt beers, so they brought some up for me. So
let's see Michael back there in the background.
Get on camera, Michael Evangelista.
Another
Michael Two Clutch Evangelista.
Yeah. Great. JMU super fan, great guy. Interacted with him many, many times. He makes regular trips down to the Clearwater area, and we've just never been able to link up and kind of have lunch or something like that. One of these days, we're going to be able to do that.
When JMU hosted Gameday last, he was actually on for like 45 minutes with Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee show, for that. So he's well known in JMU circles. Great dude, part of Sound Off, along with Taylor. Taylor's here. John McNamara could not make the trip, so he's not here. But Steve Brown, that was with Sound Off and kind of retired, he's over here. Like I said, it's like a who's who, you know.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little football.
Sure.
I interrupted you getting a beer, but let's talk about the offense, defense, like how high they are rated and kind of what we have to go up. If you don't mind, you got your notes, right?
Yeah, I still got my notes from the other day, and it's, I guess, disconcerting is the word that you can most use, because you really can't find a weak spot. I mean, across this entire offense and defense, just about every major category is ranked in the top 27 in the country on both sides of the football. The only outlier is passing yards per game from the JMU offense, and they rank 99th.
But that is going up.
But that is offset entirely by the rushing yardage, because that's the top 7 rushing offense in the country. So they don't really need to pass the football. They can augment their rush attack with the pass. It's not something they have to rely on to be competitive in games. Obviously, you're 7-1 on the season and have been absolutely rolling through the Sun Belt Conference. They've had some close scares here in the past couple of weeks. They are not invincible, Russ.
Right.
That's the thing that I think a lot of Herd fans need to know. They are not invincible. They are quite beatable. They do not take away the football particularly well. They don't give up the football either. But as long as you're not killing yourself, you have a legitimate shot to beat this team. And I think that's probably a big key today for the Herd after what we just saw against Coastal Carolina.
What do you think?
Sorry, I've got a little something special. You probably already saw that I tweeted out that video earlier. But for anybody that did not see it, I've got a T-shirt that's debuting that I wanted to hold up here. So someone went to grab it for me.
Oh, no, I had another screen up. I was looking at some of those scores. And, yeah, they won pretty convincingly last week against Texas State, 52-20. The week before that, pretty convincingly against Old Dominion, 63-27. But the 2 weeks prior, Georgia State and Louisiana, 14-7 against Georgia State on the road and 24-14 at home against Louisiana. This is a team that can be beat if you attack them early and have some success early. So that's another key for the Herd. You got to come out strong. You got to come out fast. You got to put points up quickly in order to try to make a run at these guys.
Well, let's talk about those last 2 games that were convincing, though. At halftime, ODU, they were up 28-27 against ODU. They only gave up 10 yards, 0 points in the second half, but it was neck and neck at halftime. Texas State on that Tuesday night game, 2 days before we played at Coastal, it was 27-20 at half. They had given up 275 yards in the first half. So that was one of my keys to victory, was to get out and explode early on them. Mm-hmm. And then a second key to victory was to change everything up at halftime to try to prevent that. 4 games in a row now where they have not given up a single point.
Yeah, they've done a great job of those halftime adjustments on the defensive side of the football, particularly. They're shutting down offenses in second halves of games over the last couple of weeks. But let me see what you got there.
All right, so this is the front of the shirt. Got the interlocking MU logo, which we love. I'm trying to get it straight here, but I'm backwards. But this is a long sleeve. I can't go back far because of the wires, but long sleeve Nike tee, and I got this at the Stadium store. I got one for me and one for you, and they allowed you and I to have the first 2 shirts.
Nice.
By the way, these are releasing November the 14th. But just so we could promote these and get this word out to everybody, if you're watching this, you can get this coinciding with the fountain ceremony next week. Just make sure you come by the Stadium store. Talk to Brett Riffey in here, former Herd football player, and you can get one of these. But I got to show you the back. I'm going to put the mic down just for a second, flip this around.
Okay.
On the back, I'm going to go in.
Yeah, that's good right there. Wow.
You see the fountain ceremony logo up there up top.
Yeah.
It's got the date on it. And it says, in lasting remembrance of the members of the Marshall University football team the coaches, staff, and devoted fans who died in the plane crash on November 14th, 1970. You can get this November 14th next week at the Stadium Store.
At the Stadium Store. Now, look, what I think that is word for word what is on the plaque on the fountain.
Yep. Yes.
So that is a really, really high-class touch from Marshall University.
A portion of the proceeds of that shirt goes to the 75 families. They've got an alumni association and everything.
Yeah.
So coinciding with that, they do things, with that, events, all kinds of stuff. So, get a great piece. This is a limited edition. It'll come out November 14th. When they run out, they're also going to order more. And then when the fountain gets turned back on in the spring, at the spring game, they're going to have these shirts available again. So,
okay.
So you can get them now, and you can order them and get them in the spring. And then next November 14th, they're going to come out with a different design. So this is a one-year deal.
Wow. First and foremost, beautiful piece of apparel. Yep. Absolutely. The interlocking MU, I think everybody knows at this point, is my absolute favorite logo. I love it. I don't think it can be beaten. That is a stunning piece of apparel, and I am absolutely honored to be able to own one of those. I got to give a special thanks to Brett Riffey and the crew at the Stadium Store for hooking us up and allowing us to debut this and break this to the Herd fan base. The folks that are watching right now are getting the first glimpse, and I hope that they are now saying, I know where I've got to be first thing on November 14th at the Stadium Store, because these things are going to fly off the shelves out of that store. And if this is the only place you can get it, you better be there bright and early as soon as the doors open to be able to get the size that you need. That is absolutely gorgeous. And for it to be a one-year thing, limited run, you got to get it game day, and then you got to order it and can't get it for a few more months. This is going to go quick.
Glad I got mine.
Yeah, glad I got mine too. I can't wait to receive that bad boy in the mail. I'll be rocking that, no problem. I mean, thank you, Brett. Thank you to the Stadium Store. Brett does such a great job.
You may get it in the mail, or I may sell it, and I know it'd go pretty quickly here in the lot.
I'm sure it would be the only person in the stadium. You would be you change that out and wear that inside. You're gonna be the only guy in the stadium wearing that shirt.
Well, I'm the only guy in the stadium wearing this right now, too, with the ThunderCast, ThunderCats mock logo, the original that we came up with, because we're two 80s kids. But, I've got a one of one and a one of two over here, but until you get yours, really, it's a one of one. Kyle had a number over here, says, any thoughts on the Marshall 4 statue and ceremony? He's talking about down in Tuscaloosa. We had 4 people from Tuscaloosa that were on the plane crash, and they unveiled the statue down there. It's been over a year I've been following this, in the news and everything, and some people up here talking about it. Our friend Matt James was able to be there. Lucy Ann that was just here, she was there, a bunch of other people, but great thing. And this just shows you the impact that Marshall and that event, has had all over the place. We had ECU fans talk to us this week saying, hey, wish we could play you guys every year, that sort of thing. And we got the Tuscaloosa thing. It's somber, one of those things, when you see that, you just reflect on everything.
Well, we learn about these connections more and more every year and how far-reaching it goes, because you got to imagine 70-some people. Of course, not everybody is from West Virginia. A lot of guys players from around the country. And we know about the link with Virginia Tech, and we know about, obviously, the link with East Carolina. And you start to learn more and more about other local communities embracing their tie to this tragedy, and it just helps spread the Marshall story, and everybody wants to properly pay the respects to those who paid the ultimate price for doing something they love. These guys just wanted to play football. And I just think these stories are so great.
8 minutes ago, they came out with that availability report.
All right, let me see if I can find it here. But we were talking about how much James Madison is streaking right now, how good they are, but they are not beatable. So let's talk about that as I scroll and get the availability report up.
Braden Ward is available. That was a big one for
All right,
us.
I got it right now.
Okay.
Okay, well, here we go. So several additions. All the guys we mentioned before are out. Running back Tony Mathis is now listed as out. Braden Ward has been upgraded to available. Defensive lineman Jamal Weiss is now a game-time decision. The running back AO is now listed as out, and they have added a offensive lineman. It doesn't give his first name. It just says Joseph, so I don't know who that would be. Maybe you can ask one of the guys who the offensive lineman named Joseph would be. But so a couple of downgrades for James Madison, a big downgrade or a big upgrade for the Herd getting Braden Ward available, and a game-time decision for Jamal Weiss. That's two big pieces on the Herd defensive line that they will definitely need both against a top 10 rushing attack. Go ahead.
Bringing in a stats expert here. The availability report was just updated. AO is still out, but offensive lineman, and it just had one name. It said Joseph. Is he reserve? Is he a starter?
Starter. He's not a starter to my knowledge. I'm not even familiar with the name. Just Joseph. There's one.
That's all it says.
Yeah, like Cher.
I mean, Michael Two Clutch Evangelista is our personnel guy, but that does not ring a bell. Let me get Michael.
All right. Yeah, we're going to get Michael Two Clutch Evangelista over here. Yeah, it says Joseph. So.
And they only give AO. They don't even give his first name either.
Yeah.
So Sunbelt not doing any favors for the old ThunderCast Live powered by Ignite link today. So appreciate that one. But so two downgrades for James Madison, one big upgrade for the Herd, and a potential game time decision is something you got to be concerned about.
Here's Mr. Two Clutch himself, Michael Evangelista. Michael, we only have one name here, and we think it's a last name, but it's an offensive lineman now, is out. The name is Joseph. Is he a starter, significant?
Well, that's not good. So that's likely our starting left tackle, which we all know is probably the most important role in the offensive line. That's Joseph Simmons. He's only like 6'6", 323, so this will be an interesting day. I don't know what
Okay. That wasn't on the initial report on Wednesday night.
I think that's Joseph Simmons.
Also, how about the breaking news where Bob Chesney just left because he got a head coaching job somewhere?
No way.
You didn't see it? No, it's all over Twitter. They picked him up just now.
Did you see the other breaking news when these two famous guys took a picture with Tony Gibson?
All right, we're done with the sound off crew.
You know, you bring them in, you try to show them a good time.
Yeah, I mean, they're over here eating the food, and you make one joke about their head coach taking a job somewhere. I mean,
all right. Keys to victory for the Herd today in this one, Russ. Now that we have an updated injury report, we know the Herd gets a couple pieces or a piece back, and James Madison is down, potentially a starting left tackle. How does that impact your keys to victory?
It doesn't for me. I still have most of the stuff were things that we needed to do, and getting around the left tackle was not one of them. So it doesn't change anything for me. Tony Mathis being out, we already knew Michael Allen was out. Still doesn't change much for what I was thinking. I'm going to list my four without just basically the talking points. Win the turnover battle decisively, explode on offense early, like I said earlier, make the necessary halftime adjustments, and I meant, switching up our offense, come out. And then 4 was limit their rushing attack without selling out, so we're getting beat through the air. And then win the field position battle. So none of that changes with the availability report, but, man, we're up against it. And, again, just like I said on the show, we're not glazing these guys. We're not, trying to be too humble or anything like that and show, good hospitality just because these guys were going to be here at the tailgate. We're just telling you what the stats show. You read them off earlier. They're top 10 in a lot of things. They're top 1 in a couple of things. And we've really, really got our hands full today. I hope that we are going to be able to come out with a victory. But if we do, it would be a big statement game for us.
Yeah, it's not about pumping up the opponent. These guys are good. They don't need any more shine put on them, right? And Just like you, most of my, if not all of my, keys to victory are what Marshall needs to do. Remember, my number one key to victory was take it back to basics. Protect Luke Creasy. That's my guy.
Luke Creasy, everyone. Luke Creasy. You never know who's going to come by a tailgate.
Impromptu.
Yeah. I love it.
Luke, we were just talking about JMU and all their stats and everything, but what happens when people come here for a 75 game?
It's a special environment. Walking in, I park down past the softball fields. Everybody's got their 75 gear on, blackout. Really cool. And I think it's really cool for fan bases to experience this as a visiting team.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I know some of the people that work in the media realm, and they've been excited about the opportunity to come here for this game specifically. So really cool opportunity. And, obviously I've seen it from a fan perspective. I've seen it from a media perspective. A really cool week to be a part of on all fronts.
Yeah.
Luke Creasy, everybody, best in the business, and now he's not even in the business.
I know. Still best in the business. But let me get back to those keys. Those keys to victory. Remember, for me, number one was get back to basics for the Herd. Protect the football, run the football, score the football, and stop the run. It's football 101 today. You take it back to basics and you beat this team with old school football. It doesn't have to be old school play calling, but it's an old school game plan. Those simple things can lead to victory. Number two is something that you've talked about and how good James Madison has been at making those halftime adjustments. And to go into that, I said Marshall needs to win the hidden quarter of the game, the last half of the second quarter, the first half of the third quarter. Bookend the game through halftime to finish strong and start strong in the second half. They're not used to teams coming out and moving the football on them in the second half. And we've seen Marshall be able to do that all up until the last game. And number three for me was do your job. Every single player, do your freaking job. Don't worry about doing my job or his job or anybody else's job. Do your job. Excuse me. And the number four thing for me was focus on us. Do what we can do, handle what we can handle, and don't worry about who you're lined up across from. Just beat the man across from you on every single play. And if you do that enough, if you do that consistently, you will lead this team to victory. Each and every member of the 22 men on the offense and defense has the opportunity to play a signature game today. And I think this one, more than any other, is the one that Herd players want to have their signature game. Russ, I'm going to throw something up on the screen. It's a question that we just received from Andrew Hamrick. I'm going to read it to you, and you can see it.
I can see it.
All right, there you go. Can CDRW put the last game behind him today? He thought it was weird that he didn't do a player interview this week. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not like someone that is connected to these players or anything, but someone told me that they talked to him this week and that confident was the word. So one of the other things I want to remind everybody of something that Coach Gibson said previously was that Carlos Del Rio Wilson always, no matter what happened in practice or whatever, it was if something happened on a play and it was bad, the very next play it was like that play did not exist, right? He didn't let things dog him. That's one of the ways that he got back into being QB1, right? Was the adversity. Everybody's talked about him being late for the bus to go to the airport to go to Georgia and things like that. He wasn't QB1 at the time. He was QB2, didn't get much playing time there in Georgia, did not take a snap along with the previous QB1, Ja'Kai Long, in the second game, the first home game. None of that got him down. All he did was keep grinding, and he won QB1, and he came in, and he was the most efficient quarterback in NCAA all across the country. So I do not think that this is going to bother him. I think he's going to come out. You're not going to see a situation where he goes, oh, man, all I do is turn the ball over now. So, why don't I just fumble it again? No, I think he's going to come out and try to prove himself in this game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've called this a bounce back performance for him, and I feel like this can be that for a number of guys, but particularly CDRW and Floyd Lacey have the opportunity to have bounce back games. Not that Floyd had a bad game, but it was just uncharacteristic. Some of the things that we saw, the not as ideal footwork from Floyd, fumbling one out of bounds. So that sticks with the guy, and he wants to kind of right that ship. I think CDRW left that performance in Conway. It did not make the flight home. It just stayed in South Carolina, and that's exactly what you have to have. I don't find that this guy is of the mental makeup that things just linger. Now, it doesn't mean that he may not come out and throw another interception. He may fumble the football, but I'm just saying, like, that's not in the forefront of his mind. I think what's in the forefront of his mind is, if I lead this offense to a victory today, nobody's going to be talking about what happened at Coastal Carolina. Everybody's focus and their energy now goes into, wow, look what we just did on 75 week to James Madison. Russ, before we get out of here, you got about an hour or so to tailgate and have a good time. Give me a score prediction, and I'll let you get out of here and have a good time.
Right before I do that, I got to answer over there. Jonathan Britt said, so the long sleeve shirts are only available at the stadium store? Yes. To my knowledge, yes.
And only on November 14th, not now.
Yeah, they will be open on November the 14th. That is next Friday. You will want to come and get those there. You may want to try to, get a hold of them, call them, whatever. If you're out of town, find someone here in town would be your best bet. If I had to say, let them get it for you and then ship it to you. All right, score prediction for me, I'm going to keep it the same. 42-34 is what I had. I had us putting up a very good effort against JMU and just not able to overcome it. I cannot wait to be proven wrong. I can't wait till it's like 98-0 Herd, and everybody gets at Russ Livinggood and tells me how stupid I am for my score prediction. But right now, I'm just trying to be realistic, and I think that it's just a little too tough of a hill for us, even on 75 weeks.
Yeah, I do not feel like this is too tall of a task to ask. It's 75 week. The guys are refocused from Coastal Carolina, a game they could have won and should have won had we been able to take care of the football. A win like this, again, changes the narrative surrounding Marshall football from a Sun Belt Conference standpoint. I think that's something that they want to have again. It gets them back on the winning side of a season. Huge implications in this game, a massive tiebreaker to own. I think the Herd gets it done outright, 38-36. I got nothing left to say. That's just how I see it. Russ, if you got anything else, let me have it.
Yeah, I do. I just want to say this is a little bit different look. Jed is not here this week, but this is something that we hope to switch up our live shows over to this StreamYard that we're using. Allows us to put it out to YouTube, allows us to put it out to Twitter, allows us to put it out to Facebook, and we'll try. I don't think Facebook was part of this one, but I think that we're going to try that for our next home game and all of everything moving forward. Appreciate all the interactivity that we got here today. And guys, if you are in the area and you want to swing by right before we go in, I'm going to just do a little swivel here. We are getting killed.
There's more coming behind you.
More coming, but we're getting killed because of our hospitality over here. There's a lot of purple, but you will see all kinds of black over here too mixed in. Come by, get your bellies full real quick. We could not do this. It would not be possible without Landscaping by Hillcrest. I'm going to pan one more time, KD, one of the 3 banners that we have up for them.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a little.
It's all washed out. The lighting is washed out, but that's okay.
Yeah. But, guys, the landscaping we're talking about, we talk about it all the time. This is like hardscapes, it's pools, it's like paver patios, it's fencing. They do not do, hey, I'm going to come and mow your grass for $20. We're talking about the premier landscaping company around, and that's why they partnered with us, is they said, we want you to go big on your tailgates, just like we go big for our jobs. And brother, we go big at tailgates.
Well, let's just be honest. Real recognizes real, right? And they're the finest landscaping company in the tri-state area. I think by now a lot of folks would say that we are the one of the top, if not the top, Marshall podcasts out there for fans, and it's something that we don't take lightly. You know, it's not something that inflates egos with us. It just drives us to bring a better product. And because of people like Landscaping by Hillcrest, because of people like Ignite Link, the Tri-State's premier IT management team, we're able to do this. And I am so appreciative to be sitting in the position I'm in, except for today. I would much rather be standing there alongside of you. But we appreciate everybody that watches, everybody that listens, everybody that leaves a like, a thumbs up, subscribes to the follows, like all that stuff. We got some cool stuff coming up that I think our followers on X are really going to appreciate. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag on that just yet. So it's because we have great sponsors. And yes, Dead Meat Society, another great sponsor of the ThunderCast. What an awesome lineup we have today. If you got some green, or if you're wearing blacked out gear today, please get over to the C lot and help us even out those numbers. Russ, take us out of here so you can get back to enjoying that tailgate.
Yeah, so whether you see us at the Jack, whether you see us at the Dot, or whether you see us right here in the C lot, getting ready to go into Joan C. Edwards Stadium and rock a herd victory. No matter where you see us, we're going to be saying, go herd.
Go herd. It is the ThunderCast live, powered by Ignite Link. Go herd. Big win today. Later.